Where have you been, my long lost friend? It's good to see you again.
Now, I also had hoped to show you the catalog, and if you want on an individual basis, I'll be more than happy to go through it with you. We only import a part of what Peterson makes. And we have an electronic version of the catalog which just lists all of the things. You know, we do standard systems, we do the Sherlock Holmes, both in Breyer and Meerschaum. We do some specialty pipes, church wardens, tankards, barrels, and then we do a lot of classic pipes. We do the Irish Armies, which is what I'm smoking. There's a silver-mounted Irish Army, and then there's a nickel Irish Army. And then we also have some higher grades and some sets that we import, and then the house pipes. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the house pipes.
Those are extra large.
They're
bent usually.
They're like 5 X's in front of the L. They're really large. Some of them are straight billiards and some of them are bent billiards, but they're huge. And we only bring those out usually at the show. And then we also bring out the Platos, or plateau, depending on how it's spelled. And that's a freehand pipe. Those we usually have at the show, and those are hand-picked. We used to carry a lot of the high grades. Peterson's basically fall into mid-range pipes, like the systems and the classics. And then they fall into high grades, like the silver and the gold spigots and the plateaus and the house pipes. We've been trying for a long time to get an entry-level Peterson, something that would cost about 50 bucks, but it's not possible given the economics of it. So it's hard for them to get the Breyer, it's hard for them to make it and then give it to us and then, you know, put us in a position to sell it for $40 or $50 retail. So
how is their staining process?
they dip them. They dip the pipe. They just dip the whole pipe, so the interior of the bowl and parts of the shank are stained as well. And I was talking with somebody earlier, Pete, about that. It's a problem on some of the pipes because it makes the pipe break in over a longer period of time. And what I have found, like with the Sherlock Holmes, it's just simply easier to take the pipe ahead of time, get some rubbing alcohol or get some high-octane grain alcohol or some vodka and just swab it out, clean it up, try to get as much of the stain out of the bowl and the shank as possible. So and that seems to work. One of the things I found over the years, I smoke a lot of Petersons, and I have for 24 years. They break in very easily, and once they're broken in, they smoke very cleanly. You can taste the tobacco, you don't taste the briar, and they're very durable and they last a long time. One of the downsides is most of the bits that come with them, very few of them are acrylic, most of them are rubber, so you have to keep up with them, polish them. You guys would probably shriek if you looked at my collection because you know, it takes an act of God to make me get them out and clean them. So, but anyway, so now what I did do is I have a fairly good collection of both the Ashton and the Peterson tobaccos. And some of the Peterson tobaccos are, you know, old. Sherlock Holmes goes way back. Some of the Petersons are made in Ireland. And then some of the newer tobaccos from Peterson are made in Germany by an outfit called Kohlhaas and Kopp. And all the Ashtons are made by Kohlhaas and Kopp. And they're very good tobaccos, and they're very interesting. And you're more than welcome to sample any and all of them here tonight. That's what's on the table is there to sample. And if you see anything or you like anything, you're more than welcome to buy it from Jim. So he has some that he brought, and I brought everything. So any questions about Peterson? As I think of things, I'll throw some stuff out there. Ed?
25 work. About how many pipes do they turn out in a year?
A lot. We order thousands every year. Pipe sales have jumped tremendously. And I think in the U.S. and I think in Europe, over the last 3 years, we've had positive growth in pipe sales. So
we're talking thousands, a couple thousand, 2,000, 3,000?
More.
More.
Yeah, a lot more.
My store, I've seen a steady flow of young kids coming into the store smoking pipes. Not smoking pot in them, but smoking tobacco.
Smoking tobacco.
These guys go to the shows and they're seeing young kids coming in again to the shows buying pipes. And yeah, I just don't know. Anti there is out there. So there is a small trend back and we're beginning to see growth in it.
It's actually cool. Now, Florida is a very funny state, and it's ironic because we have 11 reps, and I'm the one who knows the most and is the most passionate about pipes, yet my territory is Florida, which is a historically cigar state. You know, the culture and everything, the temperature, you know, it's a pain in the ass to smoke a pipe on a hot day on the back porch. I do it, but it still is a pain in the neck. So, but I have probably somewhere between 5 and 10 what I would consider legitimate pipe retailers in the state. One, of course, is Jim, the other one being his brother over in Sarasota. All of these people are telling me that pipe sales are up. And, of course, that only matches what we're seeing on the wholesale side. You know, Jim was very frustrated with me last year because he did a special order on a pipe. It took 6 months to get the pipe in. And people will tell me, I want to order some pipes. And I'll say, okay, how many do you want? What price range do you want? Let me pick them out, because I have to call the office and see what we have in inventory. Our inventory is very fluid. We get them in, they go out. We get them in, they go out. So it's cool, actually. It's a great problem to have. So.
Rex, there is one thing about the Peterson system.
Right. Well, if you look at the catalog, I'll show you a cutaway view of the system pipe.
Is that a system pipe?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Well, even though it's a spigot, if you were to take it apart, you would see that it has the reservoir in it. You know, the people who are really into pipes and buy the handmade Italian and Danish briars and has to have a grain, they get frustrated because Petersons don't exhibit a lot of grain, and they're not going to because the guys that are cutting them don't care.
Well, they're showing grain, it's just bird's eye.
Well, sometimes bird's eye, sometimes cross kite,